Is that a bang bang? Is that a traditional?
Yes, it's easier one because then I have like the thing that
bang.
It's easy to bang.
Yeah.
Bang. I didn't know how you did the other one. Oh my gosh.
We are back
Yeah, we are back
already.
already.
The Soccer Life Mastery podcast is continuing. We're on a roll.
That's perfect. That's the fourth episode.
Episode 4.
Fourth. Can I say fourth?
Fourth. That's.
I never know how to say.
Do you in Brazil?
We don't have that sound.
No. Do you have the like the roll your R's one? Do you roll your R's?
Yeah.
Impossible. I can't say it.
Oh,
Like there's a word like a prima squadra. I can't say.
Quadra.
I can't say the.
Yeah, we say that in Portuguese as well, but it's a little bit different than Italiano.
Bravissimi, bravo.
Because it seems every time you try to speak Italian, it seems you have to do something like Ma che?
Ma che? Oh, why you?
Io parlo italiano.
Hey.
It seems that I'm like literally just yelling.
Bravo.
I do speak Italian.
Man, what don't you do? Such a talented man, I tell you.
I don't speak Chinese.
Maybe you have to learn. Who knows?
Yeah, however, what that means is she Ignacio, if that's right.
Was that Chinese?
I just say
Mandarin?
like my name is Ignacio, that's it.
In what?
In Chinese.
Oh, yeah. There you go. The more you know.
I know how to order
How
food.
many languages
yeah.
do you know?
I do not know any. No, I do speak Portuguese, Spanish, now English.
Yeah.
I do speak. Actually, I understand Italian better than I speak. Pretty much the same thing with the French.
Yeah.
I understand French like pretty much like everything. I can say like a lot of words in French, but like I can communicate myself. I can express myself. Not express myself. I can communicate myself. So if I have to go to France, I know how to order food. I know how to ask for directions or something like that, and I will understand pretty much everything they're gonna say to me.
So how do you know so many languages?
I don't know. I think I just like it.
Yeah.
I just like the idea to learn a different language. You guys in Australia, you guys technically, you don't need to learn any other language.
English.
Because everyone wants to speak like in English.
Yeah.
And I was pretty much the same, like at school. And well, that I'm getting too far away now.
Well, that's why, like, if you speak to anyone in Australia, it's like you ask them, "Do you speak another language?" Most of the time, no.
Yeah.
But if you go to any other like European country, any country, they're like, "Yeah, I speak like 3 different languages: Spanish, English, this and that."
But hold on. In Brazil, you have no choice. So think about it. Like in Brazil, we are the only one who speak Portuguese. The whole South America speaks Spanish. So I think that's the reason we kind of learn and understand a way better than them understand us in Portuguese. Because like, why do they want to learn Portuguese? Only if they're going to Brazil.
Yeah.
The whole South America speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
And we, like in Brazil and South America, we grow up watching like so many like American movies, like everything like that. So you kind of like used to the English sound, but you normally don't speak because we don't have like in the school, like we have like just like, hey, what is your name?
Yeah, just the standard.
Things like, yeah. So what's your favorite color?
Wow, you sound so English,
I know.
American.
Can you imagine? So, hey, what's up? What's up? What's your favorite color, Kaya?
Blue, actually. By the way.
I thought it was green.
Yeah, I lied.
Oh, no.
We're going to change it all. We're going to make a big change to the logo. It's going to be blue. We're going to call it Football Life Mastery. Brings me to another topic. Every TikTok video, what's soccer? What's soccer? It's football. Hey, I know. Trust me, I know. But if you ask any Australian, like, football can mean like 3 different sports.
Yeah.
AFL, Aussie rules football. It could be American football. It could mean Gaelic football. It could mean... I know I've got friends that say rugby is footy.
Well, I heard that too.
So if I say, oh yeah, I do football, they're like, well, what does that mean? There's too many different sports. So that's why we went for Soccer Life Mastery. But who knows? Maybe I'll be forced to change it to Football Life Mastery soon. Who knows? I doubt it.
Well.
All right, we're going to rock and roll. So this whole episode so far has been shambles. But what we do want to talk about is coaches.
Yes.
In particular, bad coaches.
Bad coaches.
Yes.
Yeah,
The coaches
quite a
that
lot.
you find kids don't want to go to training. Kids are scared of their coach. Kids don't feel comfortable talking to their coach, which is always a sign there might be something going wrong.
Which is, I don't know, mate. So to be honest, like having like a bad coach, it could be bad for you, but not bad for some of the other kids. But in general, it might be like a bad coach. So can I start with my experience already?
Yeah.
So I am the person, like as a soccer player or as a video maker or as an employee, if you just come to me, first of all, if you come to me and say, hey, Ignacio, we need to talk. Man, I literally like, can you say it now? No, yeah, 2 more. Why 2 more? Talk to me right now. So in a job, I am pretty much like that. As a soccer player, if someone just come to me and say, hey, Ignacio, you did a terrible job. You need to do this, blah, blah, blah. So go there and do it. Trying to motivate me like that, it's not going to work. Right. Not for me. Mm-hmm. Some people like kind of like want it or need it. That kind of like, no, that's terrible. Ah! I don't know why someone needs something like that.
Yeah.
But some of the kids, I know it will kind of work better doing exactly like this. That's not my case.
Yeah.
And that's not like the way you see the coach being like a good coach or a bad coach. In my opinion, that's a bad coach. So you, of course, you can go, hey, come on, that's wrong, that's not right. Well, that's okay. You're telling them they're doing something wrong. But then, in the meantime, hey, keep your heads up. Let's just try to make better in the next time. That's it. So you kind of like just say, hey, you're wrong. You're doing something wrong. So we need to improve that. That's fine. So that's something that you kind of like do like alert. And then you come there to correct them and motivate them.
For sure.
And I had that kind of coach. Every single game, I scored 2 goals. You're stupid. You're supposed to be scoring 4. And I was like, yeah, but I scored 2 and I gave like 2 assists. We won like 4-0. Yeah, but we're supposed to like literally win for 6-0. And I was like, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, you should be sorry. And I was like, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how about, hey, thank you so much for the 2 goals and the 2 assists you did. You played like a really good. But look, you missed 2 goals. Like that you could have scored. So please, I know you were winning, so the kind of like lack of focus can happen. But mate, try to get focused 100% the whole game. Yeah, that's good. You can say that too. But like, we need someone like at least like in such a young age. If you want to keep like your kids training with you all the time, you need to be like a really good coach. Because technically, they're gonna literally do everything you wanted. And to make them happy, you have to have like a really nice session, like a fun session, like a smart session, or something they know they're helping you, or helping the team, or helping themselves, or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. So yeah,
no. So I like what you touched on. I think it's about tonality. It's about how you get the message across. Because like you said, if someone's doing something wrong, we're here to teach them, we're here to coach them, we're here to help them.
That's the purpose.
So like, of course, we're not saying not to do that, but it's how you said the way the message is gone across. And I agree to an extent, like especially senior level. Yeah, of course, the coach, each player will respond differently.
You're a growth person already.
Yeah. So, but if we're talking about kids, like you see young age level, like even I've seen 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, but even 12, 13, 14, especially that age, it's like, yes, we want to coach them, but we're not trying to make them be scared of coming to training. We're not trying to make them scared of being there on game day, of making a mistake. I know too many kids who are scared of losing the ball, and that's their main focus. Their focus is, I've got the ball, how do I not lose it?
Yeah,
Rather
exactly.
than going, cool, I've got the ball, how can I be productive for the team? How can I do something good? Yeah. It's not like, I've got the ball, I don't want to lose it. If I lose it, I'm going to get screamed at. I'm going to get murdered.
The coach is going to get mad at me. So I need to make like everything better for him. No, technically it's not like that. So you need to do it. Look, that's the reason why you need to be like a really good at the training session as well. To know how to deal with that kind of situation. Because I saw like plenty of kids afraid of their coaches. Like every single thing they do, good or bad, they do it and they look immediately to the coach. Like,
that's how I know, like,
come on.
Because obviously we're an academy, so we get kids who play club.
Yeah.
And you can tell those kinds of players, as soon as they make a mistake, they look at me. I'm like, what are you looking at me for? Go play.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And it's just such a bad sign, because not just for football, but for life.
Exactly.
Where you're scared of authority. You don't want to have even conversation, or how kids get like, don't talk back, don't do this, blah blah blah. Well, in reality, in life, if something's wrong, you have to speak up. If you don't agree with something, speak up, speak your truth, or speak.
And you're gonna make some mistakes. Like
everyone
not
does.
one, like plenty.
Professionals. What do you
and
mean?
Technically, that's the way you learn, right? So you don't need to be afraid to make a mistake. That's totally fine. As a kid, you're so allowed to make some mistakes. As an adult, you're allowed to make mistakes too. Less, yes. Because we are talking then like a professional or something like that. But like when you're still a kid, and on my opinion, like between 10 and 14 is the age that you need to be more like, you need to pay more attention on it. Because that's the transition you're going to make the kids give up or just keep going. So like when they're kids, like sometimes like they go to the training session because the parents want it. And then they start to like it and then they keep it. But then 10 and 14 is the time when the kid, if they don't like the coach or the way the training is conducted, they're going to come to the parents and say, hey, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore.
And the parents go, oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
And that's the problem where so many players, now we're talking in terms of football, like Australian football culture, where we lose so many players because of kids, they're not enjoying it anymore. They're getting destroyed in terms of emotionally. They're getting verbally abused. Like some of the stuff that happens at training sessions isn't allowed at a workplace. So how can you not allow it at a workplace, but allow kids to get verbally abused? That's what it is. Like if you made a mistake, or if somebody at work made a mistake, and their boss screams at them the way coaches scream at kids, work health safety, whatever. You see you later. Boss is gone. There's a suit. Everything. It's disaster. But we let kids get in such an impressionable age when they're teenagers, kids, where they look up to authority. Their brain's still developing. Their whole personality is getting formed. And they constantly get chucked in environments where they're getting battered verbally. The self-esteem just drops. And you can see the difference between the players who do have that type of coach and they're more timid, they're more scared of losing the ball, they're not so expressive when they have the ball. They just want to control, quickly pass, and they don't want to have the ball at their feet. And then those other players who are more comfortable, they have the ball, they can do what they want, they're very expressive, and you can, okay, from what I see, that he's had a coach that allowed him to have the ball, allowed him to make mistakes and have the freedom, versus the other kids who don't even, like, some of them look like they don't want to even have the ball. And that's football. You're meant to have the ball. But so that's a problem why we say, not just for their mental health, but if you have a kid who's scared of having the ball on game day, you're one man down, and how's that helping you as a coach? So it's something that...
Because, having that kind of kid, you guys need to understand that as a coach, if you have that kind of kid coming like from a different club, he's not going to be productive for you. Every single time he has the ball, he might going to lose it because he's so afraid to lose the ball that he might going to lose it.
When you're scared, you can't.
Because like you're scared, like, what are you going to do? And maybe you're going to kick the ball out. So maybe you're not going to lose the ball like there, but you're going to kick without any kind of like, you're not going to help your team. And when you're talking about helping your team, helping like everyone to grow together, because can you imagine if you're a midfielder and then there's a striker there, you receive the ball. You're supposed to literally find space to pass the ball to the striker or maybe just be like the whole play. But you're afraid to have the ball with you. So what do? You just kick. So the striker's not going to touch the ball. It's not going to do anything. And then once you have that ball, you just kick. What are you going to do?
Pointless.
That's the difference between like a really nice like player as well. When you see the player stopping the ball, keeping their heads up because they know they're confident. So they know what to do. Because normally their coaches just say, hey, have the freedom to do whatever you want. If you made mistakes, come back to help the team. Just be a defender. Just come back, do something. But if you lose the ball like that, that's fine. As a coach, I'm so keen to have a kid just losing the ball, trying to do something, instead of just being afraid and, let me just pass the ball like that, or just kick the ball from here, or something like that.
I would much rather a kid it's happened recently in football, I'd much rather a kid to control the ball, try to do something productive, and then lose it, rather than either getting the ball, kicking it away straight away to nobody, or, being freaking out, hiding behind a defender because they don't even want to get the ball. That's another thing. They don't get into a position to receive the ball because they don't want it in the first place. So this stems from kids developing fear playing football. And they're kids. They're kids. We want them to go out and be physically active. We want them to enjoy it. Because if they don't enjoy it, what, do you think they're going to go pro? Do you think they're going to last 15, 20 years playing football? Of course not. And the more fear that they have, the more times they're hiding from the ball, meaning the less time they get the ball, meaning the less time they're improving. Because if you don't have the ball, how are you going to improve? So this whole style of this coaching where is so aggressive, so much... It's like socially shaming kids. They make a mistake, they get pointed out, they get shouted out saying, why'd you do this, blah, 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 you should have done that. How do you learn? You make a mistake? Okay, cool, fair enough. I understand that. because you've explained it to me, coach. Now I'll put it into practice. And they might not get it straight away. If I give you some crazy maths algebra question, you're not going to get it straight away. So it's the same thing. Cool. Yes, kid does something wrong. Yeah. First, can we try to teach him a concept and make him understand what could he do instead and let him try that?
Because we go for steps.
Yeah.
Every single day, you cannot skip any step.
We're not going from bloody Cove to Barcelona in one session.
Definitely not.
No, we're trying to, push them and guide them along this journey for them to understand football in their own way.
One of the things that it's really important, you're allowed to be afraid when you play. Yes, you're allowed. There's some specific times in the game that sometimes the only thing you have to do is just kick the ball out. Can you imagine 1 minute to finish the whole game? You're winning, and then last chance they have a corner kick. If the ball comes to you, you're desperate because they need to score a goal and you just want to get rid of the ball. 1 minute to finish, then you're allowed to be afraid and just kick the ball and then let's just positioning again. Because then if you're too confident and try to dribble down there, then we might going to get in trouble as well.
Yeah.
So technically, there's sometimes you're allowed to be afraid. But there's some specific time that you can do it.
But even then, I would say it's not about being afraid. It's about smarts, tactical.
Yeah.
I got the ball.
I want to say,
I know I'm in a dangerous spot.
Yeah.
There's only a minute to go. I'm gonna comfortably make the correct decision, which is maybe kick the ball away, keep it away from our goals.
Yeah.
So it's can we get and of course, yes, we're all gonna have fear. We're all get nervous. Doesn't matter who we are and what profession.
And that's the thing that just make me love soccer. That kind of adrenaline we have before the game start, or when we score a goal, when they score a goal, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna deal with? So I love it. That's the thing that I love the most. So as a soccer player or soccer coach, that's motivates
100%.
me.
That's why I can't wait for the Premier Academy League. But for me, there has to be some sort of change, and that's why we speak so much about this with the videos we do, with the captions I do. We're about as an academy, can we make sure that they're enjoying the process of becoming a better footballer? Yeah. It's not just, can we have fun? No, because we're here to improve you. And it's not just, can we improve you and make your life miserable? Because yes, you can get results out of a kid, scream at him saying, this is what you should do right now. But the long-term effect, no good. So I've seen coaches who get massive, great results. They win games. But you see the kids and they're scared of the coach.
Yeah.
They do the right thing because otherwise they're going to get destroyed. But then they go to a different coach who might have a different playing style. And now that kid doesn't know what to do because he only knows when the coach screams at him. Yeah. And so it's can we make these plays as good as possible, but let them have the creativity. Let them be fluid. Let's not scream at them, make them robot, make them all rigid. Yeah. Let them have a bit of freedom. Yes, guide them and make sure they understand simple concepts. Cool, if your teammate's got the ball, where can you go to help? Yeah. If you lose the ball, what should you do? If you get the ball, there's space in front of you, what can you do? All these basic concepts that are universal.
Yeah. Then it's fine.
Yeah. Then, of course. But still, we're not screaming at them, man.
Yeah,
we're not yelling at them.
Definitely not.
Yes, you can speak loudly and yell, but it's the way you do it.
Exactly.
It's not shaming.
You're not going to be rude. You're going to, hey, stand up. Keep your hands up. Good job. You know what I mean? So you kind of can literally say, hey, stand up. Quickly. Do it. Well done. Good job. Keep coming back. So it's kind of like a process that you can kind of say something that, hey, I'm not happy with this. Really loud. Yeah. But at the same time, as soon as you do it, well done. Keep going. Move on. Let's do it.
It's not about the shouting. It's the social shaming. It's the abuse.
Yes, exactly.
Abusive. How can we allow abuse in youth football and not allow it in the workplace? It's simple as that.
It's funny because here in Adelaide or even in Melbourne, I saw plenty of coaches just literally the kid just made one mistake. No, that's not good. Come, stop. So you kind of expose the kid so hard. He made a mistake. Everyone saw that. And then you kind of no, stop. Hey, referee, stop.
Traumatized.
As soon as it happened. So, you see the kid oh, sorry, coach. Yeah, you should. Come on.
And people don't understand, those moments scar kids forever. And that's why everyone's got baggage and trauma and things like that. And we want to minimize that. Because I've had a bad coach, or not. He was a great coach in terms of knowledge, great coach in terms of getting results, but you hated it. You petrified. You don't want to go to training. When you're there, you're crapping yourself, so to speak. You're so scared, and you lose the love for the game, and you're just there for the sake of being there.
That's the only thing we don't want to make the kids lose, which is something that we have, the passion of playing futsal, soccer, or whatever. Every kind of sports. We're talking about like every kind of sports. Specifically, like we're talking about like soccer here.
Yeah.
Like every kind of coach. If you just make the kids just get afraid of doing it, that kid's not going to do anything anymore. Like they literally get, how can I say, frightening? No, like,
scared, fearful, afraid.
Yeah. They're definitely going to be afraid. I don't want to do this anymore. Like it's so much like pressure. Has some pressures, yeah, but like that sort of pressure that the coach puts on you, that's not right at all. I don't think, like, that's my opinion. Don't forget, that's our opinion.
Our opinion,
yeah,
100%. Every coach has got a different style, but we like to start expressing that there can be long-term effects. And I've spoken to many people in the same boat with the things that we spoke about just previously. And we even have parents saying, you know, they're lacking confidence now, which is breeding into their school, their social life and their school life, which is cool. We want football to help their life. We want to build their confidence, make them confident people, build their self-esteem. But then we're letting these players go to sport. They're getting their self-esteem destroyed. They're scared of authority. They don't want to then speak up for themselves in maybe other situations, which is actually dangerous as well. If kids go, okay, if I speak up, I'm going to be getting screamed at or shouted at, which is very dangerous in terms of other areas of life. So, look, what we like to say is, cool, can we improve the players while ensuring they're enjoying the process? Yes, there's going to be some times kids get rowdy, kids get crazy. Perfect. You can implement consequences. We like to use push-ups.
Exactly.
Push-ups is a good one. And it's not scream at and say, do the push-ups or get the hell out of here. It's cool. You were being silly. 10 push-ups, no worries. Next time. And then they're not going to want to do it anymore. So yes, there's times and places that have consequences. Because in football, you make a mistake. What happens? They might score. There's a consequence. But there shouldn't be social shaming. There shouldn't be abuse. And that's the main thing I'm trying to get across. If there is a coach abusing children, that should be reported. It shouldn't happen. There should be more emphasis in coaching licenses and qualifications where if there is children getting abused by a coach, they have to get fired. And yes, I know people are against this and some people think, you know, those hard coaches are good for them. I even have like older parents who are 30, 40 who used to play soccer. So I've been coached like that. I've turned out all right. Have you? You sure? Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
possibly.
in the past,
Yeah, maybe you're fine. But I would say, take a moment to really look back and say, is that beneficial for me? Yes, it hardened me up, but there's better ways to do that. So we like to say, cool, can we start trying to change this whole idea of abuse? That's kind of my final thing.
That's perfect. And that's the reason we have plenty of courses that we need to keep updating ourselves like all the time, doing the courses and learn more about it and to understand like, okay, so that age, it's doing this right now. Because we need to have that kind of update all the time, right? So we have like the way we training, we have the way we already know, but every single time there's a kind of like update in society. Like, so they keep changing all the time. So we need to know how to deal with. And that's one of the things that with Soccer Life Mastery, you're going to have it. Coaches that have like update certificates and we're going to like all the time keep improving ourselves as well. But that's our thoughts. That's the way we run things. You know what I mean? Kyle is there like for a reason. He's a real like smart kid. And well, it's easy when you have like someone working with you that has every kind of like certificates. And then when you go out there, you know, like, okay, that specific age just changed. It's not like the old coaches would all say, hey, that's all it worked for me like on the 70s. Well, maybe.
But in the 70s, there's also a lot of things that are no longer allowed.
Exactly.
In terms of political, correctness.
So, yeah, that's the reason I'm telling you. Like, every single time you run in the session, it might have some changes. So you need to keep yourself updated all the time.
Every time we run a session, it's cool. Can we evaluate the session? What went wrong? How can we improve it? Not only in terms of the player management, but in terms of, okay, was the session good in terms of development? And those are the two things. Some coaches are very good at development, but they're bad at managing players' emotions and things like that. Then there's some other people who just let them have fun, and you look at their sessions and go, who's improving there? Your kids are you're just babysitting them.
Yeah.
A message to the coaches out there: please reevaluate if your style of coaching is having an effect on children's well-being. Mental health is a very big thing. It's becoming more and more prominent, and people are becoming aware of it. It's a real thing. It has long-term effects. The shouting and the shaming, the social embarrassment some of these kids get when you abuse them in front of everybody, that lasts. And that goes into their school life, and that goes into their life, their work life when they're older. That confidence, when you're at that age, that's when your personality is formed. And we got to be, as coaches, helping them become better people, giving them the tools to succeed, not tools to fail. We want to help their personality have confidence, self-esteem, have the energy of passion for life, for football. We have the ability to crush that because they love soccer, they love football. We're in the authority. We're in the authority figure. We dictate whether they play or not play. We have all the power. So we have to be careful with that power. We can't abuse that power. We have to be careful with how we go about things. There should be much more qualifications in terms of this because it's impacting the next generation of kids. So yes, please, as coaches, reevaluate the way you're coaching and really see if you're having a negative or a positive impact on those players. That's all I've got to say.
No, that was all good. That was perfect. And look, I don't have nothing else to say. I think that was impressive. Yeah. That's exactly what I think as well. And please, if you have that kind of coach, tell your mom or dad you're having that issue as well, because they might going to be able to see what's going on. And if your parents do agree with that,
then fair enough. If they agree, they agree. And that's everybody's different.
It's up to you decide how you're going to do it. And if you do have age enough to decide as well.
Yeah, and that's the problem. And so I think we'll also get into how to speak to abusive coaches and things like that. I've done an episode on that previously, but we're going to update that with a new
and we're going to bring one of those coaches. No, I'm kidding. We're not. Yeah, come on, come on, guys. No, I'm kidding.
Like we say at our academy, we like to make sure players are enjoying the process of becoming a better footballer. We want to make sure that they have their coaches portraying themselves in a way that the players can talk to them, have an open conversation with them. Whether they have a problem with the coach, it should be completely open. They should never be scared to talk to the coach or anyone else. And that's kind of the environment we're trying to have at Soccer Life Mastery and what we're trying to do for the community of football in general.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, I think that's it.
The longest episode yet. The longest episode.
The longest one.
But no worries. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys, for being with us. I really appreciate it. Until the next one.
Until next time. Cheers.